Hey everybody, Rio here, and I want to talk to you guys about something definitely different, but also not at the same time. Something very near and dear to my heart, and that's education. Especially sex education, but education is just super important to me. I was a daycare teacher, so I'm 36 now, and I have worked in daycare since I was 12. And I was an actual teacher for about 5 years for sure, and I was a substitute for like 5 years before that. So about 10 years I've definitely been within the school system, working with other teachers, getting my degrees, all kinds of stuff. So education, super important to me. The most important thing I want you guys to take away from this is how you learn is how you learn. As long as you can learn moving forward, and you can do it without hurting yourself or hurting others. That's learning. That's education. So if someone tells you, well, you can't learn that way, or you shouldn't be learning that way, or you can only learn this way, they're wrong. They honestly are. Learning is an individual process. It's basically a forever thing. You'll always be doing it, and you'll always be changing. You'll learn different ways. You'll also learn different things different ways. People think that just because you're an auditory learner, you can only learn by hearing. Well, no. Sometimes you only learn by hearing because you're an auditory learner because someone's speaking, or because that person is speaking in such a monotone tone or voice that you really can't learn any other way but to just focus and listen. But you can totally learn by watching TV or watching a YouTube video and find out something else that you want to do by watching it, right? You can totally do that. This all got brought up today because there's a conversation about how sex, or more so porn, isn't educational. And there's two sides to this coin for sure. Because first off, everything's educational. You can learn something from everything. Especially if you're trying to keep your eyes open and your mind open, you will learn something. And to say that something isn't educational is taking away the possibility of someone learning from it, and it's also taking away the positivity of someone that did learn from it. If you learned from porn, or if you learned from, let's just say, like an animal video or something, like an animal documentary, and it helped you learn, but then someone said, well, that's not how you learn. You're not supposed to learn about animals through documentaries. They're not true. Wouldn't that make you feel pretty crappy about yourself? Wouldn't you just be like, wow, am I dumb for thinking that this was true or real, or actually learning from this and growing as a person? Am I bad for doing that, or did I not grow, or am I a bad person now because I grew grossly? Don't do that to yourself. Don't make other people do that to you. Don't let other people tell you how to learn. Cool? That's the long story here. When it comes to porn, when it comes to anything sexual, first off, we need sex ed in all grades, 100%. Parents need to be teaching their children about their bodies at an early age, teaching them how to clean themselves. Hello, super important. Teaching them that they have power over their bodies. Hello, super important. If I was taught that I had power over my body to say no, I promise you I would have been a lot better off as a freaking kid. 100%. But I didn't. So I let people hit me or hurt me or do really bad things to me because I thought it was okay, because I didn't understand my friggin' body and the power that I actually had over my body. So that's huge to understand. And that's why sex ed should be from all grades, and everyone should know it and be teaching it, because it's just basically body information. Like, sex ed is just health. It simply is. Everybody wants to have sex in some form with themselves, with another party, just watching stuff. That's totally cool too. Mentally have sex. Everybody wants to do it. And as far as history has shown, everyone who's gotten on here, everyone who's here on this planet has gotten here because of sex. There's not clones. We don't have cloned humans yet. We all have sex. It's necessary. We're all interested in doing it. And if you remember what you were like as a kid, you were interested in doing it at a very young frickin' age. So don't tell kids that they can't experiment. Help them do it safely so that they can grow up to be functioning frickin' adults. Porn definitely educates, but porn is fantasy. Most of the time, you don't know what goes into the behind the scenes of making a film. Just like in Hollywood, you have no idea the production, the amount of times that these people have had to come back and forth or had to clean up a whole bunch of scenes, the times that they've had to work bajillions of hours or come back months later to do scenes that are in the middle of the movie that they didn't even know they were doing. That happens in porn. This happens all the time, just in any kind of media. So please remember, totally learn. Absolutely learn some tricks, some trades. Figure out if you actually think that some of the stuff that's going on in porn might be cool for you. Do it safely. But anyone saying that porn isn't educational is wrong, because they're limiting a source. And they're just plainly trying to tell people that they can't learn from something that's absolutely educational, something that's super important, because we all gravitate toward it. A really good example, I have to look over at the screen because I never say her last name right, I always get it wrong, is Nina Hartley. Nina Hartley is a sex educator. She does porn, folks. She does sex education with her porn, but she also does just sex education bids and blogs and books and conferences. So please don't tell me that porn's not educational. It is. But all my videos start with, this is a film of fantasy. This is a work of fiction. I am doing this to have fun and do something funky. This is not something you should base your sex life on, but if you find something you're interested in, I hope you enjoy. That's all it is. So please, be safe, listen to your body, help others be safe, think about others, have empathy toward how they learn. It's not what you say, it's how other people receive it. That's the most important thing. Educate, help, grow, learn, never stop doing those things. It's amazing, it's super fun. Be a person. Alright, thank you guys for listening to me rant. I super appreciate it. Go learn, go educate yourselves. Always be learning. Yay!